Hi, my name is Ally Keegan, and I am a criminal defense attorney at the law office of David Shapiro in San Diego, where we help good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime. Today, I want to talk a little bit about a situation people commonly find themselves in that can adversely affect a criminal case down the road, and that involves when you are accused of some sort of wrongdoing by your employer. The most common types of cases where this ends up going criminal could be embezzlement or identity theft, any sort of those what we call white collar crimes or business related offenses, as well as obviously sexual misconduct allegations or anything like that. Now, it's hard to recognize sometimes because when you're called into an interview by your boss or HR or someone, it's not like when they sit you down and start talking to you, they're going to read you your Miranda rights unless they're law enforcement. But you don't necessarily have that red flag right off the bat to recognize that this could be something that might end up being harmful for you. So it's good to know that anything you do say can eventually be used against you as evidence. This, of course, applies in the event that you have some sort of a professional license, be it medical, pharmaceutical, insurance, real estate, contractor's licenses, anything like that, where your statements could be used against you to revoke your license. But more importantly, and this applies to everyone, professional license or not, any statements you make of admission or denials, anything you say at all, could later be turned over to law enforcement and used against you in a criminal investigation as well. Now, what workplaces often try to do is twist your arm, and they say, well, look, if you're not going to work with us, if you're not going to say anything to us, then we have no choice but to suspend you pending further investigation, terminate you altogether, something like that. And it's to put that pressure on you to get you to cooperate. But at the end of the day, going to jail or prison is never worth keeping whatever job you have, because if you're going to be facing criminal consequences like that, you're not going to keep your job regardless. So you want to make sure that you're putting yourself in a position where if you do make any statements, you speak to a qualified, reputable criminal defense attorney and criminal defense firm first, so that they can help you make any statements if they think that will help you. You can always add information later to your workplace, but once you've made those statements, it is very, very hard, if not impossible, to take them back. So one other common trick that we see a lot is your employer will say, look, we're not trying to get the police involved, we're not trying to contact law enforcement, we just want to find out for our own purposes. But keep in mind, they're always going to have some sort of incentive to report it if something criminal did happen, because that's a liability to them. If they know that a crime or some sort of offense may have happened in the scope of the employment, then it might help them liability-wise to report it to law enforcement, so it's on you and not them. So the general takeaway is don't make any statements try not to make any statements at all. If at all possible, just keep your mouth shut, be respectful, say, look, I understand, I'm open to talking to you, just not right now, let's take a day. And then you call a criminal defense attorney this first, second, or first chance you get, you talk to them about it, and then you make a game plan from there before you do anything that you might not be able to take back, and that's gonna come back to bite you down the road. So if you have been accused by an employer of any sort of wrongdoing, or if you are under investigation and you've already made statements to an employer and you think that you might be under criminal investigation, go ahead and give us a call. Our phone number is 619-295-3555.